Let's Chat.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us for Let's Chat. Here with me is Sarah Jackson, who is raising money to open up her own independent bookstore here in Chattanooga. Thank you for joining me, Sarah. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me so much.
Of course. Tell me about your plans for this independent bookstore.
Sure. So it is a dream of my two co-owners and me to open this independent bookstore in Chattanooga. It started, I think, during the pandemic. We were having one of those porch gatherings that were pretty typical, where you're musing about what's going to come next and what do we want to do after this. And each of us are voracious readers. We love to read, and we talked about that we really wanted to create a space for Chattanoogans to come together and to read books and to be in curious and kind community with one another. We want you to be able to get a cup of coffee, a nice, warm, flaky croissant, and to sit with a story that you love and then talk about that story with somebody else, your neighbor.
Well, that all sounds lovely. What makes an independent bookstore different than a chain bookstore that's all across the U.S.? What makes yours unique?
So I think what we've learned in talking with other independent bookstores is that they become reflective of the community that they're in. And so they're shaped and formed by the people who use them, who visit them, and who love them. And so your inventory starts to select or to reflect your readers. It's the conversations that are happening there. You're known by the people, the shopkeepers that you're interacting with. There is an intimacy to an independent bookstore experience that you're not necessarily going to find. We are not in the business of maligning any book-selling enterprise, but we definitely think that what we will offer is that folks are going to be known. We're going to be excited to see you as an individual, and we're going to be excited to learn about you as a reader and offer you a really curated experience.
Tell me about this crowdfunding campaign. Why did you want to start doing that, and how much have you raised so far?
Sure. So a crowdfund campaign is a way to raise startup capital, or a way that we've selected to raise startup capital. And any small business owner, or most small business owners, are going to have to take on some form of debt in order to open, or need startup capital in order to open. We knew that that was going to be something that we had to do. And so we started to think about the idea of being beholden and of taking that on. And we're like, gosh, just instead of being beholden to a single lender, what if we were beholden to the community that we are opening for? And what if, atypical of a traditional investment model, what if somebody makes a monetary investment through the crowdfund, and what they get back is this place? So you make $1 contribution, and the return that you get is the existence of this space. So we decided to do a crowdfund campaign through Indiegogo. We have a very ambitious goal of $200,000 for that startup capital, and so far we've raised $77,000 and $77,800, I think, at the last reading. So 38% of our goal we've met.
That's impressive.
Thanks. We've been really grateful to the community, the way that they've responded, and that reflects some almost close to 200 individual contributions. So it's been really neat to see the community rally around this, be supportive of it. It's so encouraging, and it gives us individual folks to think about as we're selecting book inventory, as we're designing the space. It's really been a wonderful illustration of what it means.
Yes. So last question, where can people go to crowdfund this?
Yeah, where can they go to contribute? So they can go to our website, thebookandcover.com. There's a link to the crowdfund there.
And we will have more on that coming back after this.